What's new, guys? Here to talk about an awesome release. This is the second full length from the Swedish band Tribulation, entitled The Formulas of Death. Now, like I said about the previous album, it was fucking great. It was really, really interesting, and it's an album that is basically essential if you like any, like old school death metal that's played nowadays, like bands that are trying to replicate that old sound and add their own kind of sound to it as well. That's basically an essential album for anybody looking for that style. But this album did take a shift. Now, they didn't shift completely, but let me just get into it and you'll figure out what I'm talking about as I go through the music itself. Just turn that down there for you guys. So already you can kind of hear a little bit of difference. But basically what the guys did is that they went more towards what the Children of the Night is. This album has, on Metal Archive. Yeah, I've done it in a minute. Hi, what's new, guys? I'm here to talk about Tribulation's second album, The Formulas of Death. Now basically this album was released in 2013 on March 1st and it was released on Invictus Productions. And the guys took on a more, progressive style, similar to the Children of the Night. They moved more towards that and farther away from the horror sound they had, like the more straight to your fucking face death metal sound that they had before. Now they still have that, punchy sound that still kicks your ass, but really, it's kind of lost. So, to a point. So let me just get into it and give you my opinion on the whole release itself. So you get to the first song, Vagina Dentata, I believe, or Dentata, or however you pronounce that. Toothed vagina, basically like it's a folk tale about a woman with a toothed vagina. It's an instrumental track, and it really opens up the album nicely, and then that leads directly into the second track, Wander in the Outer Darkness. A good track, a little bit long, but as you can hear, it kicks ass. And it's, heavy and still has those fucking, smack you in the fucking teeth kind of sounds that don't really let up. But there is more of a little, more intricate style being used here. Then you get on to Spectras, which is, fast. The riffs are really great and the solos are really awesome, so are the drums. But you can obviously see these guys, there's some points on this album and some points on this song itself that you're just like, it could be a little bit more relaxing, there's like points where it calms down a bit and gives you a bit of chance to breathe, which is different. Then there's the fourth track, which if you don't recognize what that is, which a lot of people probably do not, it is Hebrew. It's a Hebrew word for I think it's Lila or Leela, meaning beauty of the beauty born of the night, and it derives basically down to the word Lilith too in English. So yeah, that's what a lot of people would recognize that. It's Hebrew. That's 2.5 minute instrumental. Pretty calming, pretty just, leads you into the next track, which is Suspiria, I believe. Great riffs. And it's calming at times and brutal in others. Like, they really do contrast the really heavy sounds with the really calming sounds. But once again, this track is 10 minutes and 39 seconds long. It's really fucking long. But it's still a really good track. It's called actually Suspiria de Profundis. I always just call it Suspiria. Don't ask me why. I like shortening words or song titles like that sometimes. Then it's Through the Velvet Black. Heavy as shit, really intricate and well played. And like I said, it's like all these songs are pretty long. This is a 75-minute album. Every single song has a fair bit of length to it. But they don't really lose your attention as quickly as some bands will, but it's a fucking 7.5 minute track. And then you move to the next song, I think it's Randa, but there is a little, embellishment over the A, so it might be pronounced differently, but that's a 7 minute long track, and, it's just an excellent track, and, it's Tribulation doing what they really want to do. Like, they could have stayed with the stuff that was making them, a lot of fans with the fucking first album, but they did change their sound, added longer tracks, and it does make sense for them. They have the ability to play them. This 8th track, When the Sky is Black with Devils, another 7 minute long song. Heavy, but there's so many soft elements tossed in that you're like, it's not full on just, heavy assault on you. which is interesting. But you know, a lot of people really do wish they'd stayed with the first album style, but you know, that's all subjective. The 9th track, Spell, heavy and fast, and it's more similar to Horrors, like, you know, more akin to that sound. It's 6 minutes long, which is a shorter track for this album actually, but you know, it still reminds me of the Horror greatly. And then you get to the 10th track, Ultra Sylvium, heavy and good, but it is just an instrumental, and it just kind of leads into the song Apparitions. Now this song is basically the magnum opus of this album, 13 minutes and 17 seconds long. You know, really diverse track, and it works well to close off the album. It kind of just lets you down slowly and just, you know, brings you to a close. But it's extremely long, and if you're not into songs that are that long, you'll probably just be bored as fuck. But like I said, this album's a bit boring. They kind of lose me a little bit on this, but it's still, in my opinion, an awesome album. I can still see me listening to this a lot, and I can still see a lot of Tribulation fans enjoying the shit out of this. It's just that it's a little bit too not up to par with what they put out before, and they were trying to try out a new sound, and they were in a little, like, you know, intermediate period between full-on, you know, death metal and what they are now with Children of the Night. So yeah, it's a good in-between album, and it's an interesting album all the same, but yeah, not my favorite. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this album. I'm gonna give this an 85 out of 100. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me if it's your favorite album, if it's your least favorite album. For me, it is my least favorite album, I have to say. But not by a very small margin, you know. This is still fucking great. I'd still, like, you know, listen to this all the time. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this awesome release. So peace the fuck out, guys, and have an awesome day.